to start. Welcome back to the Spyshack podcast, the challenge edition, where we will be looking at the challenge 40, episode 11, an era of payback. Finally, the challenges has back to back. Was it back to back to back or just back to back good episodes?
Back to
We're
back
not
to back. We're on
yeah
three.
three episodes back to back that we actually have something to talk about rather than just trying to come up with stuff to kind of fill up the podcast with. And so before we get too far into it, what did you want to what were your thoughts of this particular episode without getting too into it?
I thought it was pretty good. I liked the challenge. I'll just wait till we talk about, or we're gonna just dive into it.
I mean, we can jump in as
To
soon
me,
as in it.
it reminded me of Mario Brothers, and shame on the producers for not adding those sound effects because when they're like getting the coins and like hopping. I thought it was a cool challenge,
Did,
and like the athleticism really showed. Like they
I don't
had
know if you
to.
remember. It was on Nickelodeon. There was a video game TV show where they had to like do that in a green screen, and it was like showing a video game as they're playing. I forgot the name of it
No,
though.
all I remember is
Nick Arcade,
Legends
I
of the
think.
Hidden Table. All I remember is Legends of the Hidden
Temple.
Temple. I was saying table. I was like, that doesn't sound right.
No, this was Nick Arcade, and it had very similar. It was like that, but it was all green screen. And as they're doing it, they were showing like a video game on. So it was pretty cool.
No, it
But yeah,
reminded me of Mario
that is
Brothers.
exactly what it. Well, that too. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what they were going for because they had the coins
Yeah.
and so forth. Going back to last week's nominations or targets setup, they're giving Johnny such a big, I guess, like a hard time because of the people he chose because he didn't know that what's your name would have been protected. But I think we talked about. I think I've heard other people talk about. It's never the same. So why can't? How can you logically just say for sure I'm not going to be able to take this person? So and honestly, I get why he chose the people he chose. I just don't get why people were upset that they chose that person. It's part of the game. It is part of the game. I've said it in the last couple of weeks. I just don't get the whole thing.
I think it's also just part of the drama. Like, they're overreacting to it to feed into the drama. A, because it is a show. Two, I think it's the way he went about it by calling them all specific names, Snake.
Well, that too,
Girlfriend.
yeah, yeah.
Like I think it's the way he went about it is what.
But that's just that's
annoyed
Johnny
them.
though.
Yeah,
That's him.
and they
That's his
should
thing.
have been ready for that because knowing how he is the pettiest player, and also who did they expect him to pick? All the rest of his
Exactly.
angels. Like, he has nobody
Exactly.
else to pick. There's nobody else he would have thrown in there. But I think it's just like the dabs that he took at them when he did it. But,
I can get that. I do get that. But I mean, like I said,
like,
he is pretty petty,
yeah,
and
like
we all know that
Olivia
he's pretty
was
petty.
like all offended. Like, why would you call me a snake, especially after my last season? I'm like, girl, he's calling you a snake because you're a snake and because of what you did last season. Like, that's your reputation. And like, I don't know. I used to have Olivia like her first season was Ride or Dies, and she was like up here on my like, oh my god, like I love her. She's like the next Tori type thing. Her and Horacio did really good, but now I'm
If
starting
not for
to
breaking her
see,
nose.
yeah, like they made it to the final. They were in elimination week after week after week, and they sent home some heavy hitters. And like, I don't know if she just stopped training for the challenge, or maybe because Horacio's not wasn't her partner. But I feel like each season she does worse and worse and gets involved in like the pettiest drama. And it's like, okay, maybe she's just trying to earn her airtime by being dramatic. I don't know.
Well,
All
and
coming for
honestly,
Olivia.
no. I mean, and in all honesty, if that's how you get on TV, that's how you get on TV. That's fine.
Right. Right.
But when you make this an alliance stuff and you're safe for such a long time, it makes it to a boring game. Look at what happened at the beginning of this season. A lot of people were protected. Even Michelle said that she had been hiding behind her alliance.
Yeah, and they just
And
kept sending in Jenny for their era.
Yeah, and so it was boring because of that. Now it's getting better now that the alliance is not as protected anymore. Now that they
Mm-hmm.
actually have to play, and Johnny did a really good. To me, he did a good thing by calling it out. He just didn't go the right way, but I don't see
He
him
did it
doing
the
it any
Johnny
other
way.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I
And and the stirring the pot at the bar wherever they were was like also perfect. It was just
I wanted to
funny to
hear
me.
I wanted to hear Paulie D say flip the table, or what does he say? Flip it. Um, but yeah, so I mean, I have no problem the way what he said. I just it's more of how he said it. I get that. Um, the challenge, the daily challenge, Super Mario, and I think I would be upset each time I had to put those boxes back up every single time someone went through that thing. Like, why can't they come up with another different way so that the crew does not have to do that every single time? Imagine if every single person actually made it to the end, how long they would have to be out there.
Well, and
One criticism I was
that's why some challenges when it is like like an individual run and somebody has to go through a course, like the sun starts setting, it gets dark by the time they do like announce the winners and stuff. I mean, but that's their job security.
one one thing that I'll criticize the challenge because I like the challenge. I'm not a super fan yet, but I'll get there. I think, but um, one thing I'll criticize it about is the individual challenges, like this one where everyone takes a turn to do the challenge. I prefer it when there's multiple people doing it at one time. So let's
Mm-hmm.
say two or three courses, so that they're all racing, so they're not all just looking to see how they're doing. And I think that would have sped up the process. Then
Mm-hmm.
you're not actually looking at who's finishing, who's getting eliminated, or who's getting disqualified and all. You're still trying to
But you
trying to
also
finish.
it's also a good like let's say if there's three people that went up, the person that won out of those three, okay, you know that they're in the winnings or like you know they have a chance to win. Versus everybody going one at a time. Although I'm sure when you're there watching it without it being edited, you can tell who won it
Well,
or who's in the top two or three.
like Jenny said that she has been sandbagging so that she doesn't look as strong. I don't know if I buy that or not, but but for that reason, it's if she is going at the same time someone else is, she does not
Mm-hmm.
have the opportunity to sandbag because if she does it too much, then she might be on the very bottom.
Yeah.
Whereas if she's seen everyone else do it, then maybe yeah, I don't have to go as fast, but I don't have to go this slow.
Mm-hmm.
Then it gives them a heads up.
I felt so bad for Aviv because, like, I guess it was my first time actually seeing her compete individually,
She did really good.
and I mean, the commentary was that she was doing really good and she was doing really fast and that she was beating Jenny, and so I was just like, dang, like this little girl, and then how bananas was like, he's like all like Naya, Olivia, Cara, like they all that couldn't do it, and they can't say it's because they couldn't reach because he's like Aviv is 3 foot tall and she did. Like I was impressed that I was like, oh, she's probably not gonna get it. Like I said, this is my first time seeing her on a season and seeing her individual athleticism come into play. And if it hadn't been for that, who knows, she would have won. And I know, I think she gets injured, and it's in like the preview for
Oh,
next
that's
week.
right.
Yeah, so hopefully
Yeah, I
she's
mean
not
she's got the
injured
same
too
injury I
badly.
have, but just me because I'm immobile. Um, but yeah, no, I was really surprised on that. Um, I wasn't almost even ready for today because for whatever reason my TV guy didn't show this episode. And I'm like, oh, it's free. I thought they were gonna show it because some people had parties last night and today is Halloween, and I thought they weren't gonna have one until a good thing I reached out to you because then I would have never even known that there was an episode. So I kind of watched it super distracted. Who were the winners for the male and the female for this one?
Kylan and Jenny.
Kylan and Jenny. Bananas was close though, right? Banana was just. I
Um,
don't know if they're
well,
as close as they
TJ,
say they were, but
well, TJ didn't say it was close for the men's. It was only close for the women's.
the
So
women.
when TJ announced the men, he didn't say it was a tight close. He just said there was a lot of guys competed really well. Number one was Kylan. So he didn't really say it was a close win or like who was in second. I don't remember him announcing that. Which I think all the guys made it through, right? Like none of the guys didn't not do it. I think all the guys. Oh
Um,
yeah, all the guys did. Oh,
no,
they did say
I
Theo
thought there was
came in,
one. Oh yeah, Theo did really bad
but
or something like that.
he finished it, and
Yeah,
he got last place because he just took
yeah,
forever.
because I remember people were talking about it, and they're like, Theo should theoretically should be doing one of the best jobs at these, and
Mm-hmm.
he hasn't really been doing really great at the challenges.
Yeah,
I mean, he's not that he's doing super bad, but he's not doing like what people think he should be doing.
yeah. But I think all
Talking
the
about
guys.
Kylan,
Go on.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
I was gonna say all the guys were able to do the challenge. There wasn't like a guy that didn't do it.
Yeah, talking about Kylan, he came at Bananas for putting up. It's Naya, right?
Mm-hmm.
I always hate Nia, but it's Naya. He comes at him for putting up Naya, like I said at the beginning of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know. I just feel like it's such a dumb way to do it. I get why he's doing it because he's
His
been
girlfriend.
hooking up with he's been hooking up with her, and I'm pretty sure Josh was upset too that Niles was gonna be going home, even though I don't know if that all that was an actual triangle entanglement or whatever, or if it was just for the show. But I just don't like because I feel like the challenge is a program where the women can really show themselves that they're actually able to stand up for themselves and actually able to say like, hey, we're just as strong as the guys.
Mm-hmm.
For then to all of a sudden turn it to where Kylan's coming in like, why are you trying to send my girl home or whatever. I just didn't like that little kind of, I
I
guess,
think
airing
again
out of
it's
what
for
he's doing.
like airtime.
Drama.
Like if Bananas is always on camera and the cameras are following Bananas, if you want to be on air, go talk to Bananas.
Yeah, that's true.
And then to get something aired, you gotta stir some drama, have some sort of disagreement. But I think also, I mean, I didn't. I was I was making was I make I was getting my dinner ready or something when it first started, and that was like in the very beginning of the episode. And I don't know if it was more so maybe his choice of words, like why'd you have to disrespect her like that? Maybe was the words because he name called all three of the girls.
Forgot
So
what he called her.
they
He
said
I know
it.
he said something funny.
They
I know he said
said
something
it,
funny, but
and then when Naya confronts, or I don't know if it was Naya or when Kyan confronted him, he's like, "Did I say that? Did I say Naya's name?" And then they roll it back, and it said, "The blah 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 Naya." Oh, he's so funny. But the thing
but
is like, he's a legend. Everybody knows how he is, and like even when he's doing this stuff to their faces, like they're laughing and shaking their heads, like they
that
know it's who he is. Like it's what you're asking for, and he's
well
now
even
friends with most of these people. Like,
well even going back to the end of this episode, when they're choosing him, it's not like he's upset that they're choosing him. He
mm-hmm,
knows they're coming after him. He's like pretending and he's hiding and he's playing
mm-hmm,
it up. You can tell he's not upset about him being chosen. I'm pretty
yeah,
sure next week we're gonna see that he's upset, but it's to bring up the drama. I
mm-hmm.
get it. It's a little bit. It's showmanship. He didn't get to be on the show this long without doing what he's doing. So I get it.
Well, and I
Um,
think it is dumb for like the Michelle and Tori to be like they're doing this for Devin because I don't think Bananas did anything wrong. I like yes, target Bananas because he's a 7-time champ and you don't want to see him in the final, but the reasoning that they're justifying all this for it's like kind of stupid and it's just like get
mhm.
over it. Like
I said it last week, but Michelle, the way she's coming across this season, is really letting me down because I really enjoyed her as a Survivor player, and that she felt strong as a Survivor player. And when she first came into the challenge, I feel like she was strong, not the strongest, but she was strong. And then I didn't feel like she needed to really. She did kind of buddy up a lot with Jay, I think, but I don't think she was like dependent on him. And this season, it really felt like she was really depending on Devin. And now that he's gone, she kind of like starts talking about, I don't know, want to be here. I don't know if I need to want to continue doing this or not. Like,
well
and
last
then all this
season
whole, mhm.
yeah. Last season she was like that with Jay. Like they were running it together. they had like the biggest, strongest alliance as far as like nobody was gonna say each other's like there was a lot of trust there. So if you weren't in it, you were gonna get called out every time. And so then it became to the point where Jay started doing all this stuff, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, like he's not even listening to me anymore." Blah blah blah, blah. And like neither of them, I don't even think made it to the final. I can't remember. But what surprises me is that Kylan is like all buddy buddy with Michelle, because literally last season it was Michelle and Jay that like completely blindsided Horacio, Kylan, and Nerys, and they were all part of the alliance. And because those three were kind of off to themselves every now and then, Jay decided to get rid of them, or wanted to get rid of them. So it's just weird. When Nerys and Horacio were in the house, it was those three again. And now that they're out, like, I mean, I guess you have to find somebody to align with, but like, for it to be Michelle was just kind of weird to me. Maybe
I,
because they
I
were in
I
the same
get
era. I don't know.
I get an alliance. I do get an alliance. But to have this big, massive alliance where you're hiding behind it every single week and then get upset when someone targets them, of course if you're gonna get yourself in a big, giant alliance, of course someone's gonna target you. Someone's gonna target someone in your. So getting upset every single time, and like I said, and Johnny did point out the way that Jordan and Tori were playing, and I like Jordan and Tori. I do like Jordan and Tori, but he did point out something that I've felt in the last couple of seasons that I've seen them play, is that they're like they have this alliance and they don't really like to, like you said last week, they're not really into the, or at least Jordan is not really into the whole drama kind of thing. But he is kind of still hiding behind that alliance by not pushing people in.
Well, and I think.
And
Sorry, go ahead.
and like he correctly said, Naya, if you're with him, you're not in his top 3 or 4. You're really at the very bottom. So once it shrinks down to only you all, you're going to be among the first to go, and that is the part of being an alliance. If you're not on the top 2 or 3 with someone, you're in the bottom of that alliance, and you need to find someone else to align with to make sure that you make it to the top, to make it to the top 3, to make it to the end.
Well, and Jordan kind of said that. Jordan was like, I don't have this roster. I don't have a number 3, 4, 5. He's like, I got Laurel and Tori, and that's it. And I think that's how those vets play, because all those people, like, I don't know how Johnny ended up with all these angels, but, and he hasn't shown his cards yet, but I'm pretty sure he has a 1 and 2. You know what I mean? Which might
Oh
be
no, yeah, definitely. But people know that.
Probably Laurel and Rachel, or maybe it's Laurel and Aviv. I don't know, but for sure Laurel is one of his people. But
It upsets me that Laurel and him are sticking together.
I
'Cause I
love
don't
them
like
together.
Laurel.
Oh, I
I don't
love
like Laurel though.
Laurel.
I just don't like her.
I love her. But I feel like as this has progressed, we're in season 40. Eras 3 and 4 are known for those big alliances, because they would get all the newbies, all the Big Brother people, everybody to go against the status quo, go against CT. They wanted to throw, when Corey started, he called out all the big top dogs, Darrell, CT, and Bananas, and so of course, when you're young and in the challenge, like young as in new to the show, you're gonna group up with all these new people to try to get the oldies out. And so I think that's when that kind of started, and that's when alliances, it was clear as day where their line is drawn, and you got like 20 people on this side and like the 4 strong people slowly eating at the big alliances. And so now it's like, yeah, all those people, they know what they're doing. They only have 1s and 2s, but they also treat it, like you said, like a friendship, and like, we're friends outside of this, like, so we're going to be in an alliance type of thing. And it's like, that's when you start not being able to go far, because like Josh, you have so many promises to all these people, and you're trying to keep everybody happy, which it gets you far in the game, but once all your friends are gone and you have to pick a side, it's like
I think Josh plays kind of like what Josh plays a similar game to Jordan, except that he plays the sloppy version of that. Because whereas Jordan doesn't promise anything to anybody to where he's backstabbing, Josh promises everything to everybody, and that's what gets him in trouble.
yeah.
And since Jordan doesn't, that's what keeps him in the game more longer because he's not really shaking and things up and stuff like that.
And he's also changed a lot as a person. Like, he had a bad reputation when he started out, getting into it with people, being disrespectful or calling names or belittling people or acting like a bully. He took a break from the show, obviously, when Tori and him broke up. And when he came back, I think everybody was just so happy to have him back. And it's just kind of like having a legend next to you where, like, you kind of just respect the fact that he's there. And, he's not, he like, turned, like, CT, too. Like, CT isn't the, got kicked out of, like, 3 or 4 challenges because he'd get in fights. It took some growing up for these guys. And,
Everybody
like,
loves him though.
yeah, and now everybody loves CT. Everybody loves to have Jordan on the show because they're not out there stirring the pot, getting into these petty fights. Like, they know what to do. They know to lay back, keep their mouth shut, and play nice
I,
until you have to show your cards.
I read somewhere. I didn't take snapshots of the tweet or whatever it is, and the new Twitter. That someone said that the reason why Bananas plays still continues to play the way he plays is because he doesn't really necessarily need the money that comes from winning it because he's actually really successful in a lot of other ventures.
Yeah.
So he does this because he likes to do it. He does get paid a lot of money, I'm pretty sure, from coming back season after season, but he's got other things that he's making money off of.
I mean, he
So
hasn't been in a season in a while. He did Ride or Dies, and then that was about it. But
that was the
before
last season
Rider,
that I saw.
well, and then before Ride or Dice, I don't remember seeing him for like 2 or 3 of the seasons. But he said it too. He's like, I'm addicted to the challenge, like, because he doesn't always act like that in other shows. The dude was on the Food Network. I don't know if you know that there was a it was a cooking competition, celebrity edition on like who can, like, it's a bunch of amateur
Well,
chefs and like who can cook the. He won that game.
hmm.
I
We'll see it
watched
now.
I watched it because he was going to be on it. I want to see how he does. He even won a game show on the Food Network. Like,
Well, I want to see how he. I want him to bring him back for season 3
traders.
of the Traders as that middle person. I think I heard of someone else. I don't know if you want me to tell you who they said it might be, but I don't know why they would bring him in. But it's someone I don't like from the challenge.
Wes.
That's the rumor. Yeah, that's the rumor, but I don't know. Yeah. So at the end of the day, in the elimination, it's gonna be Michelle versus Nia. Did you give Michelle any chance to stay when you first saw this matchup?
Yes, I didn't want her to win, but I knew because of the math she was going to be able to get it. I feel like she's trying
Once
to
again,
portray herself as like this stupid, not strong
weaker.
person,
That's what I'm
and
saying.
she's not. Like, I've seen her in other. Oh, like, she can do math.
That's why I'm saying that I'm starting to lose a little bit of what's it
Respect.
called, respect for how she's playing. Not for her because I don't know her, but how she's playing this, specifically this season because I didn't see last
Yeah.
season. Because when she won her season, a lot of people didn't like her because they hit her edit. So, like how you say that you can see who's gonna go home. Well, with her, you didn't see her every single week at all. Like you didn't see her until the very end, and then she won, and people thought that she didn't deserve to win.
Yeah.
So when she came back, she kind of proved people wrong because she played really well. And I said, this is probably the way she played in the first time. They just hid it from us. So when she came over here, I saw the same kind of gameplay, and I don't know why this season it just feels so different that she's talking differently about herself, and I get it might just be playing it to say like oh I'm era 4, so I'm a nobody compared to these other people. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
but I just don't like the way that she's portraying herself in this because I know that she is a stronger player. I know she's a
Yeah.
smarter player,
Mm-hmm.
and for her to play that way, just it's upsetting to me.
Yeah. No,
Um,
I wanted Naya to come back, but at the same time, I was like, Michelle's probably gonna take this one. The only way that
Now,
Naya would have gotten it is if like Michelle gassed out like she did in that running challenge. Like if those things were really that heavy, she couldn't like keep lifting them. But Naya just took
I just wonder
forever.
how long. Yeah, I was saying, how long did she actually end up staying there? That she got this big enough lead on her that no matter how fast Nia went, she was not going to catch up.
I saw Naya's point of view. Like, let me just get this out of the way, the part I don't like, and then I can just like muscle through the rest of it. But
It's
I
kind of what
do,
Devin did.
yeah. But I would have, I probably would have taken Michelle's approach. Like, do some math and then give your brain like a break from all the numbers, clear your mind, carry a few crates, and then come back and do the next one. I think that was the smarter way to go about it, and obviously it shows. But and it was also hard to gauge like the the crowd or like the cast members couldn't tell like where is Naya in on this? Like, is she just gonna all of a sudden pull all the chains and then run everything over, or like
Because
is
they
she?
couldn't see her.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it almost looked like it was going to be a total what's it called?
Wipeout.
Yeah,
Like
I forgot
a.
the shellacking is what I said. But I think she did catch up enough to where it's respectable. That it's not like, oh, you lost really really bad. It wasn't a blowout.
I think she had already pulled all the chains. She was just carrying the crates.
Yeah, and but I think she was only like the second level up, and Michelle was already like getting to her fourth or fifth level, and I'm like, there's no way. Even when you saw Michelle like struggling to put things up, like even if she doesn't make it all the way up, the next time she comes, she can always bring everything over here and do it that way. But there's just no way that she was gonna
I
do
was
this.
hoping like by some way because she was struggling to put that last one, like they were all gonna fall over, and she was gonna have to restack or something. But no, they all stayed. I also wonder they may have changed some things about these elimination rounds because this is the first season where I see like these puzzles and these equations where the cast members on the sidelines aren't allowed to help. Because I have seen people like have, then they're like, read me the math problem, read me this, and like
Hmm.
Devin or Jordan or
That's
whoever
true.
is
Yeah.
helping the people in the sand compete. And this is already like the second time we've seen equations on this season and like just other things that somebody else
Third,
could
I
have
think.
helped them with.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's been a lot of math and puzzles. And so I think this might be like a rule they have because I have seen like people win because somebody like Jordan, Devin, or CT are literally right there like telling the person what to do, and like the other person isn't getting any help, and so maybe the producers got some complaints or things like maybe they got sued or something like
I
that.
did
I
see
don't
that.
know.
I did see that as a question. Why Kylan wasn't why she
Help
wasn't yelling to the equation dot to Kylan so Kylan can help her.
because I was
And
that's
like I said, I
something that
like
people
Highland.
yeah that's something
I
people
like
always
Highland.
did,
Yeah.
and I noticed this season there's none of that.
So I like Kylan. I just don't know how I would feel if he was the reason why she had won. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Well, and that I
But
think
so
that's the reason why they took that part out of like not being able to help anybody because I don't know who would have been helping Michelle with the
yeah.
equations.
Anyone that you see right now left in the cast that you can probably possibly see as a emerging as a serious threat.
Aviv, if she's not seriously injured.
Well, I'm hoping that she didn't like break a leg or something
Well, she
or
says,
foot.
of course, it's an edit where she's like, "I just hope it's not a running challenge," and then this is the mini
Yeah.
final. I'm like, no,
Wait, how many people
girl.
are left? How many people are left now?
It's like less than 20 because they said we
Like eight
started
and
out,
eight people?
huh?
Like 8 and 8 guys and girls?
Maybe. I bet.
Okay. I don't remember the name, so
I got you. Am I?
Jordan,
Are we doing guys?
Bananas.
Jordan,
Yeah.
Bananas, Nehemiah, Corey, Derek, Kylan,
Forgot Corey.
Theo,
Josh.
Josh. They didn't show him the last few episodes. 8? Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
8
I,
and 8.
I, I forgot about Corey. I totally forgot about Corey.
Corey and Nehemiah. And then it's Rachel, Laurel, Cara Maria, Aviv, Tori, Michelle, Jenny, and Olivia.
So then we're missing a guy then, aren't we?
No, there was 8 guys.
Oh, I don't know why I thought I counted 9. But yeah, so we're really close. If I'm thinking it's gonna be 3 teams, 4 teams, maybe in the final.
The ones that I
So
have,
we're halfway.
the past few finals, it's 4-4, and
Mhm.
then the first stage of the final, if you're the last one, you get eliminated. So then at the end, it's three people competing for first, second, third. That has
Yeah.
been the last few seasons where like there's eliminations in the final, so they might
So there's
take
about.
5 or 6 to the final, and then two get wiped out or something.
So well, I mean, if that's the case, then we have about 3, 4 episodes left.
Yeah.
If it's only going to be 4 people, then we have 5 or 6 episodes left, which is, like I said, that we've had a long seasons before,
Mm-hmm.
which wouldn't it wouldn't surprise me if it's got to 16, 17 episodes.
Unless they do a purge, because usually before they leave to another
Oh,
city,
that's right. Yeah,
they
yeah,
send it's a double elimination.
yeah. Um,
So
looking at
who the
my
heck knows? Other than producers.
looking at my notes to see if there's anything else that
Did it show if anybody was watching or asked comments?
there is someone there, but they have not talked to us. So if you're in here, talk to us. That's what we want. That's what we want. That's what the Spyshack podcast is all about. Talk to us. Um,
And I
we
didn't
like to
even
talk
share the
about our
link.
favorite episodes.
So it's somebody that I don't know.
we've been we've been slacking. I get it. It is harder to get attraction on Thursdays during the fall because of football. Unfortunately, you hopefully in the spring we get a little bit more traction as we go live with these episodes. Um, I don't see. I don't have anything else that I really wanted to talk about. I'm hoping that who do I want to win here with the people that are left? Of course, I want to see Johnny make it to the end. I don't know if I want to see him win because, like I said, I like Highland. Um, I wouldn't mind see him going to the end. Kylan, Jordan, Johnny, maybe I don't know, but that's gonna be a tough final for Kylan if that's what
I can
happens.
see those as the top three guys, but I really want Corey to win one just because
He's
I
never
know
won
his
one at all.
daughters. Huh?
He's never won one.
No, he's gone to the final and he's gotten like second or third, but he's never been number one. No,
Okay,
he
cool, cool.
did. No, he hasn't. He hasn't. I was gonna say he did with his cousin, but he came out second. Kara and her cousin won that one.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, that Corey was in that one.
Yeah,
Okay,
Corey and that was his second challenge.
I totally forgot about that one. Um, okay, so yeah, I'm hoping that for the guys, that's who makes it. Tori, um, I want to see Michelle make it just to see if she'll redeem herself for me at least. I don't. She not
No.
that she has to prove, not that she doesn't have to prove anything to me, right? But Aviv,
Michelle,
as the
if you're out
survivor,
there, Saul
yeah,
wants you to prove yourself.
I want you to win to do it for me. Uh, as the survivor super fan, I want you to bring it up, take it home. But yeah, I like Aviv. I actually like, oh crap, because I like actually like kind of like Jenny too.
Yeah.
I don't know. Um,
I'm rooting for Laurel. Laurel and
I don't
Tori.
know why I can't like her.
I love her.
I just feel like she's um I don't hate Cara Maria. I don't love Cara Maria. I like when she's on TV, but I don't really like can say that like I always want her to win or anything like that. You know what I mean?
I used to root for her, and then when she got with Polly, she just changed, and I just
Oh,
really don't
did I
care
say
for her.
Tori? I actually like Tori too. I don't even
Yeah,
know.
you said Tori.
We'll see what happens when
I'm
people
glad. I
when the
mean,
rest
I'm
of the people.
not glad that Casey got eliminated because I love Casey, but it makes it easier for me to root for other because I also wanted Casey to win.
Someone someone said that she's gonna be taking a break and that I think Tori's gonna be taking a break after the season. That Tori and Casey are gonna be taking breaks.
I did see on Tori's Instagram that she's taking a break.
So
I think it
we'll
was.
see.
I mean, everybody has personal things going on, and then I mean, once you get the money that you were trying to get for your investments, like it's time to put work into that. Like I know what it's like.
Well, I think so. So the challenge is different from a lot of other games that you bring back a lot of the same people over and over and over again. But I think what happens then after a while, you get what we talked about at the beginning, where you get all this big block of friendships that then all of a sudden they don't want to vote against each other or go against each other. So I think every once in a while you need to just keep a bunch of them home, bring back some of them, get a whole new roster of other people, half of them, and then that way they can continue kind of intermixing, and we get more a little bit better episodes of the challenges, at least the beginning of the season. And like I said before, we've been saying the last couple of the first couple of weeks when we were doing this, it wasn't as entertaining as it has been. It was boring. We're not the only ones said it. People on Reddit have said it. Other podcasts have said it. So we're not the only ones. So I'm glad. I'm glad that we're not just we're not alone in that. We're calling it the way it is. All right. Before we leave for the week, did you have anything else you wanted to point out?
I don't think so. We'll see.
Remember, guys.
We'll see how
Go
they
ahead.
do on the mini final. I think that'll really tell.
Maybe that's
Next
where they're
week.
gonna do the purge. Remember, gal, if you all like the challenge, you want to talk to us, subscribe and ring that little bell for the notifications. That's really what we want to do. We want you to talk to us. Ruth wants you to talk to her.
Yes.
We all.
I want to meet new people.
She likes talking about the challenge. So if y'all want to talk about the challenge with her, hit her up on her Instagram. All right, we'll leave it there, and we'll see you all next time for Spyshack Podcast, the Challenge Edition.
Bye.
There we go.
Oy.